Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Front Porch Talk. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man, and tonight we've got Irate Prostate, of course.
Hello.
And Sir Adamantine, and of course, he's our special guest this week.
Ooh, I feel special now.
Yeah, you should. Atima the Hun should be joining us in about half an hour once Tyro's stream ends up. And I hope everybody had a very interesting day today, because I know I was just sitting on pins and needles all day waiting for the Paul Manafort verdict and to see Senator Warren's proposal for ending corruption in Washington. So, whoa.
She'd be a good place to start.
Oh, yes, she would be probably one of the best places to start, Sir Adamantine.
Her questionable genetic lineage. We'll start there.
Problem is she was nowhere on her list of recommendations.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. So let's start with these Manafort convictions. So 8 counts out of 18. And all of them dealing with either bank fraud or tax evasion. So basically, Mueller got a nothing burger. He got convictions, but he got a nothing burger.
Well, yeah, and all these people like on Twitter, like they've got some great victory or some shit. And really, what he was convicted of is stuff that, happened years ago. It had nothing to do with the election whatsoever. So they call it crook. All right, good for them. Fuck it.
Well, and don't we pay the FBI to investigate these anyway? Why in the heck is our special counsel?
Why did it take them so fucking long? Yeah.
Well, why is our special investigator, who's supposed to be investigating the president's election and Russian involvement, going after a guy for bank fraud? I mean, let's be serious here. This is such a waste of taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah. And, it's like what always comes to my mind is that whole Rosatom deal with the Clintons, pretty much arranging for the sale of 20% of our uranium supply to the Russians.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That kind of had to do something with an election, didn't it? But nobody's touching that one. Yep.
Yeah, Satan will take her soon.
I don't think Satan will have her, Maz. I think Satan's going to kick her out of hell, and they're not going to let her in heaven, of course, so she's going to end up wandering the earth as a zombie.
Fuck that.
That's been the last
running
10 years.
For elections.
That would be our hell.
Exactly. That's what I'm worried about, man.
I wake up in hell, man, and I'm in a fucking voting booth, and it's like Hillary Clinton's all of the choices. Right?
Oh, man. That's a horrible night, man.
I know, and then I have to fucking vote, and then boom, it's all over again. So just unending voting for Clinton. Holy shit.
I've got a guy here on Twitter today. He keeps trying that these counts of bank fraud are something important.
I missed the entire thing today. I was working.
Okay. Are you talking about the Manafort?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see how it reflects on Trump in any way, though.
It doesn't. That's my gut. My gut takeaway from this is that it was a huge waste. They got a jury of his peers supposedly, to convict him on 8 of 10 charges, I believe.
8 of 18.
8 of 18. So not even 50%.
Yeah. They didn't even get 50%, man. So. This literally was a giant waste of taxpayers' money. It's a big nothing burger. You're convicting a guy of crimes from back in the 1980s, before the Trump campaign was ever even conceived of.
It's so fucked up.
And the whole reason they took this to court was simply because they were trying to get him to confess to something that would lead to Trump.
Yeah, so they could flip him, right? Exactly. Get him to roll him over, give him a sweet deal, and just come on, give us the goods on Trump. And he's like, "Fucking, there's nothing, man."
Well, here's what's even worse: is Chuck Schumer is now on Twitter right now, threatening the president, telling him he better not pardon Cohen and
he can pardon whoever the
Manafort.
fuck he wants to.
Well, that was my point, man. Who in the heck is Chuck Schumer to tell the president who he can and can't pardon? I mean, come on now.
It was okay. All right, during the Clinton, what was that guy's name that went to jail for the Whitewater thing?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking
Webb
about.
Hubble.
He's disappeared. Yeah,
Webb Hubble, right? No, he had a heart attack, and he died. He died of a heart attack in quotes, in jail. Yeah. And then his wife, who was hot, didn't have a husband all of a sudden. I thought that was,
but that was a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at least it wasn't the Vince Foster, 222s in the back of your head type. At least they used something a little more sophisticated on him.
Yeah, apparently Mark Levin is coming to the same conclusions we are. He is currently on Fox News. I just caught a clip of him streaming on Twitter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, this is a nothing burger, man. I mean, Mark Levin can't find anything to it. Mueller obviously couldn't find anything to it, or we'd have, an impeachment trial going right now.
Right.
Cohen even has agreed to a plea deal. And he knows nothing about collusion or Trump. All of his information points back to Manafort.
Crazy.
So, I mean, I'm at a loss here, man.
Yeah,
how in the heck is this a win for the Democrats? I don't get it.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's just he's loosely associated with Donald Trump. So what?
Yeah,
it doesn't make it doesn't, and they're all like, yeah, oh my God, yes, he's blah blah blah, and it's like, no, doesn't prove a thing about Russia, people.
Yeah, this is like, this is like the Republicans failed to get in the end zone on a football game, and now the Democrats are dancing in the end zone like they won. It's like you got nothing.
I know.
That's not a win. That's just them missing one opportunity.
That's not even a field goal, dude.
Yeah. You didn't get anything.
That was like a 50-yard field goal attempt that missed.
Yeah.
And they're like going like, touchdown. Oh, shit. You got Goat Man in the chat.
Hey,
Gotta
Goat
say
Man.
Goat.
How you doing, Goat Man? Good to see you.
Yeah. That's the way I like it. The goat. Goaty goat. I'm in a weird mood, y'all. I apologize. No. I don't know.
Just as long as you're not touching the pygmies, man. Just as long as you're not touching the pygmies.
If I was, would I tell? I don't know.
Probably not, but the pygmies would.
I think I want to smoke one.
Dude, enjoy. So let's talk about a little bit about Elizabeth Warren here. So I've actually got a piece here from National Review, and I will make sure I include a link in the description once we're done here. Yeah. So the Accountable Capitalism Act that Warren wants is basically a pseudo-fascistic economy system. Wow.
What the fuck was that?
I warned you.
Yeah, that was Sir Adamantine's blowtorch, people.
Dude, you got one of those.
No, my lighter died, and I was too lazy to get a new one, so I'm literally using a blowtorch to light myself.
So, please.
Oh no! This is like eccentricity, like goes to 11 right here. I love it. You need to just keep it, man.
Well,
that's genius.
if I start screaming, I had an unfortunate accident with my hair.
No,
and we'll call 911 and send the fire department.
I'd say fuck it and sing my way, man. You know what I'm saying?
But yes, so Warren is claiming that we have stagnant city wages, declining labor share, and she's basically pushing for a fascistic Big Brother control of all business. This will not quite fully nationalize everything, but it'll come pretty close.
She wants to have every company with over $1 billion in revenue. She wants the government to be able to control their board of directors.
Yep, control their board of directors, set the wage prices, set their business practices.
What could go wrong there?
That's just fucked up, man.
That's what Mussolini did in Italy. He took any company that made over, what was it, 10 million lira a year, and put it under control of his economy bureau.
So when you say fascistic, you literally mean fascistic.
Yeah, I mean literal fascism. This was Mussolini's plan.
And remind me again, how did things end for Mussolini?
Hanging out of a window of a 4th-story building.
Yeah.
Bowels out, I believe.
Which that's how you control government overreach.
If that fucking alarm goes off. I'm sorry about that.
But yes, they want to get rid of the quote-unquote good old boys network, which allowed, Volkswagen to cheat on its stuff, on all of its emission standards, according to Senator Warren, which I don't know how a good old boys network can...
That's EPA, isn't it?
Yeah. How does a good old boys network at Volkswagen fool the EPA?
Yeah, that's the same EPA that dumped all that cadmium in the Snake River, right?
Yeah, and
in Colorado.
Yeah, and dumped all the raw sewage into Flint, and the lead into Flint, and confiscated 23 private ponds in Oregon alone.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Same group that President Obama sent out to force people to fill in private waterways and drainage ditches. Yeah. Same.
Well, shit. We've been joined.
Oh, who have we got?
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Kaz, how you doing?
Fine. What about you people?
We're talking about Senator Warren's plan, which is her... let me get back to the name of it here, because I haven't quite memorized it yet. Accountable Capitalism Act.
What the fuck?
Yeah, basically it is almost a word-for-word copy of Mussolini's plan from the 1920s.
Well, guys, we're progressives. We're not National Socialist Nazis. We're gonna be Nazis.
Well, more like fascists, but close enough. Yeah,
but guys, National Socialism works though.
We're gonna do it right this time.
But yes,
I can't go that high.
They want to do a normative foundation of corporate law, so that stakeholders can be identified to keep private corporations from abusing government policies. And of course, she's wanting to create, some other affectable aspects of fascism or capitalism, including, allowing government, further government control over mergers and patents for larger corporations. So, I can't get how she can think that this is actually going to defend capitalism, to give the government control of who the stakeholders and shareholders are in the board of directors for large corporations.
Yeah.
That isn't private business. That isn't private property. That's government control.
Crazy.
And then, of course, her press conference today. If you give me a minute, I might actually be able to queue up a clip for that, because I watched it, along with having to take all the abuse from the Democrats in the chat. Yes, you heard me right. I called them Democrats. They really were. Shoot.
I'm not arguing with that at all. I heard she named her. I heard that she nicknamed her limousine Cochise.
That.
Fucking what? I'm gonna name my car Coat Cheese.
Shouldn't she technically be riding a horse?
Yes, she should, Sir Adamantine.
What's that squall doing after TP? God damn it! Get back, go fucking sew me something. God damn it!
Okay, apparently the clip that I downloaded was not the full clip, so unfortunately I only got the section of her talking about Medicare and drug costs. But I watched her stream this morning, and her whole spiel in her stream was a couple of very basic concepts. The first one was Washington is corrupt. The second thing was that only government bureaucracy can cure the corruption.
Because that's historically proven to be true.
Thank you for finishing that, Sir Adamantine. I was waiting on it. Yes, she wants to create a new bureau to investigate corruption in Washington. And she tried to make it out like she wasn't trying to attack President Trump, because she went all the way back to like the 1940s with statistics about how Americans have been losing faith in their government taking care of them.
Ever since Truman or FDR.
Well, yeah, I mean, ever since the Great Depression, Americans have quit believing that their government's going to take care of them. Well, this is a good thing, mind you.
Y'all know, here's a really weird thing that I learned about something in history, and my grandfather took part in this thing. There was in the 20s, there was this huge march on Washington by the folks, the Americans that fought in the World War I.
Yeah.
Right. And they were demanding compensation because they were, I believe they were promised some type of pay or something. And it was a huge thing. And I'd never learned about that. My dad was telling me about it, and I was like, oh, that's bullshit. Right. And sure enough, man, I was looking it up and reading about it. And I'm like, it blew my mind, man.
Yeah. One of our famous generals, I don't remember which it was in charge of crowd control. And I remember reading that he was having some debate as to whether or not to open fire.
Well, yeah, because the crowd was made up mostly of veterans, and, the veterans were demanding veteran benefits.
Yeah.
They had been promised. And so he was concerned that if he told the soldiers to open fire, the soldiers would turn around and shoot him.
Exactly. Well, think about it. If you're going to tell future veterans to shoot veterans.
Was that Pershing?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I think it was Pershing.
And he chose discretion being the better part of valor and chose not to shoot, which was a good thing, because if he had told him to shoot, he probably would have been shot by his own people. It's really hard to convince somebody who is looking at their future self to destroy their future self. That's a really hard thing to do.
Yep.
You got to give them a daggum good reason. Apparently for Democrats, it's free stuff.
Yeah, they called them the bonus army. Yeah, they gathered in summer of 1932 to demand cash payment and redemption for their service. Yeah, certificates. They got certificates, right? They were supposed to be able to cash them in And of course, because of the beginning of the Great Depression, it was kind of like, no, we're not going to do that. It was MacArthur. Yeah. It was MacArthur, dude. That was part of it.
The Great Depression. And it's gone.
Yep.
And your money is gone.
What do you mean it's gone? It's just gone. Disappeared. Nada. You got nothing. You broke. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and what's really funny is that Keynesian economics, people.
Yep.
The government had been freewheeling and free spending and reducing the interest rates in order to pay off the debt from World War I by devaluing the currency. That's how we ended up with the giant bubble pop.
So you mean we didn't like become a socialist republic so we could like get everything equal and everybody would be equal and the same and everything and everybody would be awesome and it would be perfect? That didn't happen. Why didn't that happen?
That so didn't happen, Ira, because that's what we were fighting.
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, all this top-down planning is insane. So yeah, she wants to found another government organization that can research and analyze corruption at any level of government, including the president. Now, I don't know if Senator Warren has read the Constitution or not, and if she's familiar with the appointment clauses. But if the president appoints somebody, then they're responsible to him. That means he can fire them. So there's no way to create a position within the government that the president can't influence unless you rewrite the Constitution.
I'm looking at her biography real quick.
Well,
her bio on Wikipedia there.
Bear in mind, because of her ancestry, she was here before the Constitution. So
that's possible. This is on a thing called biography.com. Which is it's remember the old
I know biography.com. I use it regularly as a source site for different people I'm researching.
Would this be the same biography that had those good shows on A&E before A&E started sucking?
Exactly, the same thing, yeah. So she was from Oklahoma City, born in 1949. She's an old bitch. What how does that make her?
Not as old as Feinstein, man. She's in her 70s.
So she's what, 70? Hold on.
She was born what, 45?
49.
49?
Yeah.
So she's turning 80.
Oof.
Holy shit.
Or she's getting close.
No, that makes her 69.
Sorry, 69, yeah. Sorry, 69.
She's fixing to turn 70, yeah.
Yeah, she's about to turn 70. Sorry,
how can you be that old and still a Democrat, though?
Shit. A and B. How can you be that old and not fucking get? That's really the big problem. She's rich as fuck, right? And that's a problem, isn't it? How do you go in with no money as a fucking as a senator or as a congressperson? I'll keep it whatever. And yeah. And,
I think I have an idea, Irate. It's probably something she did in her 20s. So it's probably, oh, Billy!
No. Slick Bill wasn't in the presidency then. That would have been Carter.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say hello.
How's them peanut trees doing?
Oh, they're awesome. They're awesome. We're going on Habitat for Humanity. You can come with me. We're going to have a good time.
Is that your impression of the presidents who ran the country like it was a peanut farm?
Well, of course. My brother Billy actually did more work than I gave him credit for. To be completely honest, I was concerned with the Lord.
That's my answer every time. Be like, hey, how does this politician get in here? Well, the fact that they don't have a lot of money and fame. I'm just like, oh, that's pretty simple. They went under the chair.
Get me out of that son of a bitch. Oh, but yeah, so yeah, she comes in like, with not a lot of money, and now she's fucking filthy rich. It's like term limits. We've got to do this thing, man, because that's what's wrong. I saw this poster, and it was literally, there's like 40 politicians that have been in this fucking government for 35 or 40 years.
Irate, I love that people want to do something over these senators and House members. I gotta disagree with you on the term limits. You want to know why?
Really? Okay.
Deep state. So right now, the congressional the congressional staffers who work for the departments, not the individual congressmen, but the departments. So like the Committee of Agriculture, they have a staffer. That staffer manages that department basically. And the congressmen get together and the senators get together and discuss the proposals. And the staffers in those councils are the ones that decide which bills go to the senators and reps and so on. Mm-hmm. Well, if you impose term limits, let's say you put 2 6-year term limits on senators. Let's say you be generous and you put 4. Well, by the 12th year, the person's no longer a freshman, okay? So they're starting to figure out what's going on. But they've only got 2 more terms. And most of the rest of the people in that committee are going to be freshmen. And if you start looking at like the House of Representative members who only serve 2-year terms, you put like 6 years on their terms, or 8 years on their terms, they're not going to be there long enough to be able to figure out who's manipulating the system behind the bureaucracy. So what I have come...
But I really don't think they give a shit.
Well, they do. Some of them do, some of them don't. You know how you fix that? You remove the pensions. You remove the career politician incentives. That's why congressmen back in the 1800s didn't want to be in Congress for more than 1 or 2 or 3 terms.
Well, see, that's what, I really thought it was, they should have put all government employees on Obamacare.
And I don't disagree with you on that. I honestly think Congress should not be able to pass a law that doesn't enact on them the same as the average citizen.
Exactly.
But that was actually something that Senator Warren was proposing that I agreed with. She wanted to remove the exemption clause for Senate and House on laws, and I can back that. But like another one she wanted was to remove all PAC campaign financing.
Right. Well, see, that's just she's talking bullshit because she knows that those laws that'll never happen, right? So it's easy to be a proponent for that's what we call moral fagging, right? It's like when you go up there, I'm better than everybody else, and like I will do Obamacare. I would gladly do it. Let's get it. Let's have a vote, and everybody goes, okay, well, look at having a vote, and then the election comes, and then they say, what about that vote? What vote? Oh, on to the next thing, right?
Yeah,
because we can't be, because that morality, that's just a fucking tool. It's just a way to, it's a shiny object to keep the masses, like hoping, keeping them hoping, so they'll vote for you. It's all bullshit, man. It's emotional manipulation.
That really is.
That pisses me off, dude. That pisses me off. Seriously.
But, another option she was discussing was the removal of lobbyists from Washington in the capacity of unregistered lobbyists and loophole lobbying.
I wouldn't mind that.
I can understand some of this, but she wanted to create a lobbyist registry and force people to get a permit to be a lobbyist.
Or how about simply not allowing lobbyists? Period.
That's a great idea. You know, it's like we're going to have more bureaucracy to control the bureaucracy and to control, you know, the money that comes in. So
Hey,
you
Then
don't
we're going
tell
to
me
spend
that,
more money.
I have a
Exactly.
solution to the problems we're facing in society today. Let's fight bureaucracy by giving more bureaucracy. Isn't that fucking fine? Isn't that fucking great?
Oh, but you don't have to worry about the expense, though, because you can hire hundreds of thousands of new useless government employees by all the extra profits government-controlled companies will make, right?
holy shit. That is so fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's got to be the way she's looking at this, man. Because it doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense for the most
right.
part.
It's just like Obamacare. It was designed to fail, so they have to go to a one-party payer, right? Right. So this thing that she's proposing is a similar kind of concept. It's kind of like a Ponzi scheme that's going to fall apart, and then they'll have to replace it with socialism because, you know, socialism works
Yeah.
like never.
Socialism works in Norway.
It's not even
And
socialism in Norway up there, man. It's free market capitalism with a socialist safety net. Even
Well,
the Norwegians call it that.
Whatever you want to call it, it only works because of all their oil.
Yeah, well, it's because of all the resources that they have that they naturally take advantage of, and a homogenous culture.
What are you saying there now?
They have
What?
a homogenous culture there.
What is that?
That's where they're all the same culture.
Oh my God! You mean they're not diverse?
They better
definitely are not.
build a wall on their border with Sweden pretty quick then.
They
Oh,
better
yeah.
accept diversity, or we're going after their religions and stuff, and burn and melting all of their Icelanders. We're going to have to force them to get all of their Viking shit and burn it down or melt it because of the culture.
You heard about that shit that's going on over there, man?
Yeah,
they're
pretty
like,
much.
yeah, they're getting morally, you know, maneuvered into this bullshit, man, to deny their Viking ancestry, man. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, that's mostly Sweden and Denmark that are doing that.
Well,
Norway
idiots.
has actually rejected taking any more refugees and has started exporting refugees back to their home countries.
There you go.
So I actually stand with Norway at this point on that. I think it's a good thing. They're reinstating their culture and their government and their concepts of living, and not allowing the EU to dictate who and what they'll be.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the EU is a giant corrupt federalist concept.
It's horrible.
Oh, wait, I said that out loud, didn't I? That was my out loud.
It's not based on. It's more based on the UN model, don't you think?
It is closely based on the UN model, but it's the two-tiered local state and federalist state concept. Kind of derived from the American model as well, but they use the parliamentary democracy of the UN as opposed to the republic, which they should have used. Because the republic would have limited the EU's power instead of making it infinite.
That's whack.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I thank God every day I live in this country, man, for bullshit like that.
Oh, yeah, man. And, you know, I get into arguments every day with people about why the Constitution limits power, because a lot of the Democrats just cannot understand it. But let's go ahead and tie into another socialist catastrophe here. Bernie Sanders announced that America is fundamentally and morally wrong.
How?
Now, hang on.
I like
This
Fundamentally.
was on his Wednesday interview for CBS This Morning. The Vermont senator not only slandered the media for asking him about his ideas of implementing socialism in America, he also disgustingly claimed that they are moral issues with this country. as an insult to the American people. Yes, that's right, people. That's right, all you Bernie bros and afterburners and feeling the burns. Bernie Sanders thinks that you're a moral POS. He thinks that all of America is immoral. And the fact that anybody wants to have anything of their own, that's wrong. Because reasons.
How many houses does he have now? Is it still 3, or did he sell one?
I think he's still at 3 at the moment, but he's looking to downsize back down to 2.
You could fit a lot of future terrorists in all those empty bedrooms.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah, that's so dumb. It's just like, this is something I see with a lot of fucking socialist and communist types. It's America's moral. Everything about us is immoral because they don't accept our brand of socialism. But, let's ignore the fact of the 100 million casualties and everyone starving to death because, a socialist system in general is just fucking capable of maintaining anything without overt, military destruction as a result of it. Because that's moral. That's moral. But now let's call a more capitalistic country that actually feeds a lot more people than it really needs to immoral. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself. I get so sick and tired of these socialists going, I believe in morals, but I got no problem killing people if it means my revolution can be complete. Oh!
Well, here's your one more, Kaz.
I love that voice, man.
As of August 1st, South Africa has approved the amendment to its constitution that allows it to confiscate farms from white owners and renationalize them. Yes, South Africa.
That's fucked.
Yes, and there have already been several pops at people in South Africa, particularly white farmers who were there during apartheid in the 1970s and 80s, who have had their farms seized after the government offered them less than 1/10 of the value.
God damn.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Right.
Bernie Sanders, socialism's great. Oh, Venezuela is such a moral system. Even though everyone's eating each other. And you can't fucking buy toilet paper.
Hey, long pig is good, man. Well,
yum
barbecue
long
sauce.
pork.
Too bad we don't have any barbecue sauce.
I really hate the moral arguments socialists use. It's such an oxymoron of theirs.
Oh yes, because it's so moral to steal people's farms that they paid for through a socialist redistribution scheme, and give it to people who didn't pay for it and aren't gonna actually farm on it. Yeah.
Well, and then the people that argue against the idea behind social homogeny, within a system, like even the United States, there's a certain thing that defines us being Americans. It doesn't have to revolve around skin color. I mean, it's okay. We can be proud of our society and what's been created here. The great melting pot and all that shit. But no, they want to fucking, separate it down to, you got your here, this, you got your that over here. Everybody's like all separate because we're all together.
Yep.
It's retarded and fucked up and backwards.
Well, see, Irate, that's what they call the salad mentality. See, that started getting taught in the late 90s, early 2000s because the melting pot was considered racist. So instead of being a melting pot where we all become Americans, they decided that we needed to be more like a salad. The tomato isn't different in a salad than it is by itself, but it's still part of the salad.
Right.
And that was their theory behind it. The problem is that creates a dispersed society which is likely to kill itself.
Yeah.
Whereas the melting pot creates a homogeneous society that is likely to stand too should somebody attack it.
Exactly. Like we saw on, 9/12.
or World War I or World War II,
Exactly.
or the War of 1812, even in the Spanish-American War.
Mm-hmm.
No, Goat Man, not a fruit salad with chopped soy. Although I'm pretty sure that many of the Democrats would say that's the best choice.
Welcome to Cucka Bar. Can I give you a cuckin order? Yeah, I would like the soy salad with a side of soy milk, a side of Monday Matt Tears on a jar.
Yeah, I can see that going on real quick.
Fuck's sake.
We're a respectable establishment. We don't respect opinions here. It's a safe place.
The Sad Man scene is just figuring out. Cass's like sense of humor is like really. It takes an adjustment period, but once you get adjusted to it, you get tuned in. Man, he cracks me up every time. I was expecting the Bernie thing earlier, and I was kind of like crestfallen, and then he brought it out, and I was like, yes.
Yeah,
well, there is a reason I always say that if you want the dankest of the dank memes, go subscribe to Kaz Warfox on Twitter. His memes are so dank that they'll get you banned in 23 countries.
Apparently, I'm so good with the sarcasm. Some people honestly think I'm a diehard communist leftist.
They do. They really do, especially since he lives in California.
Well, somebody was saying on fucking Twitter today that all furries, man, were like lefties, and I'm going, no, man, there's a fur right, and people thought I was making a joke, man, and there's that, I guess that Twitter group that it's kind of a joke, but what I was saying is that that conservative thought is represented in the furry community. Okay,
well. I get it all the time that there are no conservative pagans, and then I look at the person and I'm like, do I need to hand you my ordainment certificate?
Damn.
Because they don't realize they're arguing with a conservative pagan priest when they tell me that.
See, the funny thing is, it's what the left does every time when they try to, their desperate attempts to dominate a certain particular group or, I guess, for lack of a better term, subculture. Like they've been doing for furries for years. So they tend to make this argument that conservative furries don't exist, but that's quite a lie. There's a lot of them. It's just the thing about furries, though, is that politics should be considered irrelevant for the most part. They don't really understand that, especially not the Antifa furry faggots who like to go and dox people because, they're more right-wing furries. They deserve to be doxxed or some crazy shit like that. It's a bunch of bullshit.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It really is, and it's actually pretty bad in the pagan community as well. Although I will admit, Unapologetic Pagan, who I plan on doing a stream with tomorrow, he and I are both conservative pagans, and he actually runs his own website called unapologeticpagan.com, and I actually do contributions to it on occasion.
Killer.
Yeah, my Spiritual Thursday segments a lot of times go up on his website. I started doing it because he asked me to.
Yeah, that's something I've always noticed when I talk to pagans. A lot of them are a lot more libertarian than authoritarian.
Oh yeah, a lot of us are, but there's this whole idea that there is no kind of anti-authoritarian right, and there really is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the anti-authoritarian right that founded the country.
Yep. I mean, really, man.
Yeah.
So, now we get to the most bizarre of the bizarre. And you guys aren't going to believe me, so I am going to have to screen capture this and let you guys see this. So, here we go.
We're not going to make it to the Molly Tibbetts thing, are we?
No, we're probably not.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
So if you're looking here at the top, you'll see...
Oh, shit. Present that, dude.
What is that?
Find an
Okay,
abortion.
I can't
themed ice-
imagine what the flavor would be like. But is it like vanilla ice cream with red swirls, or
So the name of the product is Rocky Roe v. Wade, and it's a Rocky Road derivative.
For sure you don't have like a baby's head on the top of his cherry. Just be like, wow.
Like a little arm or shit.
But I had to break this out when I saw it 2 days ago. I was like,
Oh my God.
I can't not show this.
This has got to be some
Talk,
kind of onion
because
shit, dude.
No.
Oh my
This is
God.
BPR.
These people have fucking lost their goddamn minds. I mean, this is fucking proof.
They
That's
really
crazy.
have. They really have.
Shit.
Yeah, hey, do you want some dead baby in your ice cream? Fuck yeah. And we have the abortion ice cream for you, where you get
God.
to eat, and it screams and squabbles. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
See, here's the actual advertisement here. NARAL pro-choice.
Don't ask what the
Oregon.
crunchies are, because when you bite down, it's gonna crunch.
Yeah, and they partnered with What's
Apparently-
the Scoop PDX, which
apparently
is a
that one
small
came out
ice
in
cream
3
chain.
big chunks.
Holy man.
Yeah, and they offered it for a limited time this summer. And this advertisement went live on Twitter on August 16th.
Hi,
at
America.
8 a.m.
We want to buy Naral ice cream because it's the best in the world. Bite down and get that crunch for the real flavor.
Just imagine how that advertisement would work. Did you not want to raise the baby and you had second thoughts? It's like, but you're also hungry as fuck and you don't want to pay for the surgery? Just fucking kill it and then turn it to ice cream. Fuck yeah.
Now, I will admit, I was surprised by some of the responses to this advertisement on Twitter. We can see here in the article some of the responses. At Tobakia said, "What in the hell?" R. Blanky, "This takes evil to a whole new level."
Oh, shit.
The Doompool called it absolutely abhorrent. What next? Genocide gelato?
What about the Armenian genocide?
I think that will be the next one there, Kaz.
Tears of the Armenians.
Max,
Anna
it's a tur-
Kasparian.
It's a turkey's favorite. Oh Jesus, where I'm going for this today?
Yeah, you'd have that.
man, we're going to hell.
Wouldn't you? With your turkey, right?
Yeah. Max says it tastes like death. Bella Boo, really poor taste to do this. Abortion is one of those things, even if you support the decision. It is not something that should be celebrated.
Oh, shit.
Wonder what the flavor will come up with next. Hospice, euthanasia, Alzheimer's, ice creams like that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the best one out of that bunch, man. Very.
There are plenty others. I will also make sure I include a link to this article because I know this sounds awful lot like The Onion, but this really is business and politics reporting.
I want one of those farms on the right. Where can I get one of those?
I mean, like, it's like, how fucking nuts is this fucking shit gonna get? I mean, how crazy? I mean, goddamn. I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, man. Sir Adamantine, if you want one of those farms, you got to move to Tennessee because those were in Coffee County, Tennessee.
Oh, sorry. I can't live near large spiders.
There are no large spiders in Coffee County, Tennessee.
Yeah, Brian LaCruz, maybe.
Okay, let me correct that. Spiders that leave craters in your arm after they bite you.
Those
You're
are
afraid of
little.
the brown recluses.
Yeah.
Those are little. Those aren't that big, man.
They're teeny tiny, man. They're like the size of a pinhead.
Yep, and they will fuck your shit up, man.
Yeah.
And but the wolf spider, that's the biggest thing that we've got, and it's the biggest one I've seen in my
About
house.
the size of a quarter.
No, that's bigger than that, dude. I'm
You've
looking
seen them
at
bigger?
Yeah, about 3 inches.
Whoa.
I mean,
that's a
motherfuckers are
big boy.
huge in Alabama. Yeah, man, they're big. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
see,
mean-
I've seen some like 1.5-inch banana spiders in Tennessee, and even a couple of 1/2-inch black widows.
Damn.
We're not talking the body. We're talking just. We're not talking the legs. We're talking just the body.
Right. Well, no, all right. If you're talking about that, then I would say that the body on the wolf spider was probably about the size of a quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say that. Yeah. Because
And
the legs are long.
I would just like to say one of the advantages in living in a state that's bitterly cold 6 months of the year is creepy crawlies like that can never move up here and survive.
Well, Sir Adamantine, if you're concerned about that, don't ever go looking at camel spiders then.
Oh, shit.
Don't look at what?
Camel spiders.
Camel spiders.
Yeah, I've seen that's gross, but they're not officially spiders. I believe they're technically scorpions.
They are a scorpion, but scorpions, spiders, and crabs
They're all
share
arachnids?
something. They're all arachnids.
Yes.
And in countries where the camel spiders get 3-4 feet across, they are used as a food source.
Man,
I've already seen the Goliath / bird eating spider. That's enough to keep me out of South America.
Oh yeah, man, the blue plate special, yeah.
Oh yeah, and like Uzi said in the chat, like every animal that's alive is a reason never to go to Australia.
I've heard those koala bears can fuck a motherfucker up, man. If you get close to them and shit.
But Sugar Tits is always talking about koala AIDS. Apparently that's actually a thing or something.
Hey, Irate, Rich at Art said he was supposed to get you something. He's going to contact you offline.
Okay.
Because he was in the chat and I just saw him.
Okay. Sweet.
But, yeah, looks like we just lost Kaz.
Kaz!
Anyhow, yeah, I knew you guys would not believe me on that Portland abortion.
I would have believed you just because of how stupid people are.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be very interesting if someone did a study of companies that take overt political views publicly, what the average lifespan of that company is after the fact. It's like why are you purposely trying to alienate half of your customer base?
Well, to be fair, Adamantine, that company that took that abortion ice cream, is in downtown Portland, Oregon, in Multnomah County. This is the same county that voted for Democrat Governor Kitzhaber. I believe it was 180,000 votes to 20,000 votes, while he was under investigation by the FBI for corruption, malfeasance, and selling of influence.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Well, but if you're going to use that as an example, that means that, in theory, that ice cream shop or whatever company it is just lost 10% of its customers.
Probably that 10% of that 10% of the population never went there, man. It's
Holy
a single
shit.
shop.
I was going to say that's 90% voted for this guy while he was under investigation like that.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
Now, that was in Multnomah County. That wasn't in the rest of the state. He only won the state by 10,000 votes.
Is it Oregon or Washington the one that's the state workers are now unionized, and it's practically like their own state version of socialism?
It's Oregon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking, man. So yeah, no shit, you're getting out of there, man.
Yeah, Oregon has completely unionized state employees.
It was just unheard of, man. I don't know how to respond to that. You just
Yeah.
Well,
there is nothing you can respond to that, man. There is nothing.
It's nothing. Hold on a second. Oh.
Are you looking up porn again?
No, I was actually typing to Rich at Art in the chat there.
I was mixing up Irate's ooh with the clicking on the keyboard.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I was typing to the chat there.
Yeah,
we'll
what's
all
up?
forgive irate. So we can go ahead and talk about Molly Tibbetts if you'd like, irate, because I know you wanted to get to her.
Well, yeah. Here's the deal. I'm going to just cut to the chase. All right. July 18th. She lives in a place called Brooklyn, Iowa. Okay. And he gets a message from her. Her boyfriend gets a message. This is on July the 18th, around 10 p.m. That included a photo and made it appear that she was inside of a house. And he doesn't remember what the content of the actual chat said. I guess he was baked or some shit. And then, long story short, today they found her body, and it was an illegal alien that said that she had taken her phone. She was jogging, and he crept up behind her, and she had her phone out. She said she was going to call the police, and then she started running. And then he said he blacked out and he doesn't remember what happened after that. And,
Right,
and she
she
found
blacked
up. Yeah, they found her body today.
Yeah, I think he knows exactly what's going on. He's trying for an insanity plea because he knows
Yeah,
if he
stupid
doesn't,
piece of
he'll
shit.
get the chair.
No shit. I hope he does, man. Fucking fry the skin off his goddamn flesh. I mean, this skeleton.
Yeah, to be fair, they don't give him the chair anymore in Indiana, do they?
I don't know what they give him. I guess it would have been the stupid lethal injection.
Yeah, I think they give him the lethal injection.
I was going to say that some of that stuff is like going going past its expiration date. And what was that state where the guy was like he lived, and because of that. That was a couple of years back. Anyway.
Yeah.
I've forgotten more than I'll ever.
Well, they've updated the cocktail that they're using now so that doesn't happen again. But you're right. That's tough there. That's tough. There was one that back in I want to say it was Wyoming. He was up for death. They gave him the lethal injection. It was like 3 years out of date. And he survived.
What was ever wrong with the firing squad?
It was considered inhumane.
Yeah,
however, I want to see it brought back.
If I had to be killed, I would much rather be killed by a firing squad than an electric chair.
Well, see, the big problem was is the firing squad was shooting at the heart, and really what they need to do is just get one good sniper with a good scope on it and just bop them in the head, man. I mean,
just automate the entire process with a Gatling gun.
That would be wicked,
use
man.
an automated sentry.
Oh, shit.
Well, you could use one of those FX decommissioned drones that are used for mine sweeping in the U.S. Navy.
Yeah.
You could just have it walk up with a bang stick.
Oh, dude. Right to the forehead. Like a fucking
just
shark.
boom, single shot.
Yeah. A bang stick, Stradman team, or from people that don't know, it's a long stick, and at the end you can insert a shotgun shell. And then you click it in place, and once you touch something with it, it discharges the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it shoots all of the shot from the shotgun shell into whatever you're touching. So they use them on sharks.
It's designed for handling sharks, alligators, crocodiles, other animals at close range.
No mercy there. Get one of those, man.
They'll probably consider that cruel and unusual too.
Uzi said they abolished the death penalty in 1965.
Yes,
so,
yes,
so
they
I
did
told you
originally.
she was good for something.
They did originally, and then they brought it. But they brought back the death penalty in the 1980s federally, and so I think it was reinstated, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Or is Iowa one of the states that still doesn't have a death penalty? Because I know Oregon lost theirs until like 1982 when they put it back in place.
Yeah, but I had a boom arm for my mic, right? And now I've got my mic sitting on the desk, so that's why the keyboard typing is so loud. The boom broke. I mean, my second boom broke.
Well, I'm looking at getting a boom once I get to Tennessee so that I can get mine off this desk stand.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to buy one of those stupid fucking expensive ones.
Yeah. It's usually best to buy a more expensive mic stand than a cheap one, man.
Yeah.
Just 'cause.
Yeah.
All right, well, while Uzi's looking at that, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about here? Because I've got one more craziness from the left coast.
I'd rather hear some crazy shit, man, because that really bummed me out about that chick and the fucking illegal. I mean, please, let's just get the wall, people, okay? Let's get focused back on that shit.
I guess this is a good time to say hi.
Yeah. Hey,
Emma.
how you doing?
How's it going, gentlemen? How are you doing?
Groovy.
Awesome.
You just missed the abortion ice cream.
Well, we
What?
just finished.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
A
Would you like to see it, Atima?
Please. Got to turn her on to that shit.
Yes, abortion
Sure.
ice cream.
Sure.
Abortion-themed ice cream.
Here we go.
Evidently, reinstatement. All right.
There it is.
Group partners with Portland ice cream shop for abortion-themed flavor. How do you associate ice cream with abortion?
Well, I was saying it
Wait,
should
are
have.
you serious?
I was saying it should have been vanilla ice cream with strawberry flavored.
No, it should have been a strawberry swirl of some sort. Yes. Roe v. Rocky Wade is wrong. Okay.
It is.
It's
It is.
horrible.
And this was from What's in the Scoop PDX, by the way, Atima.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This was done in Oregon, in Portland.
Why doesn't that surprise me? Why doesn't that
Yeah.
surprise me? I'm so glad I
I
don't
was-
live in Portland proper. I'm so glad.
I was explaining to these two gentlemen how Multnomah County was so progressive that they reelected Governor Kitzhaber while he was under FBI investigation.
Yeah. They're that woke. Yeah. So you want to see atrocity? Go look at the capital city.
Oh, you mean go look at Salem?
Yeah. Salem is fucking. I have never seen such a depressing capital for a city or for a,
yeah.
a state. I've never seen such. It blows my mind. I'm completely floored by it. It's unbelievable
is.
to me.
It really is. It's so sad because the entire city just looks like it's been beat to heck.
Like an old Soviet type city, right?
Almost.
It's
just
okay. So you live in Alabama, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
So you know the southwest side of Shreveport? There's that town right outside of it. I can't remember the name. It's
In Texas?
no, it's
What side of the border?
it's like
Louisiana
almost
side?
it's almost on the border.
Oh, Texarkana? No, that's Arkansas. Oh, you're talking about Natchitoches.
Yes.
Or Nacogdoches.
Nacogdoches. Well, that's in the middle of Texas. Have you ever been to Nacogdoches?
Yeah, but they call it Natchitoches in Louisiana.
Oh, okay. So Nacogdoches. Okay.
Because Kunas.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
there's a Natchitoches, Louisiana, and then there's one in Texas too.
Okay, so you're talking about Natchitoches, Louisiana. Okay.
Yes.
I've been to both. Have you been to either?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm assuming I want to skip Natchitoches, Louisiana, and Texas when I go through that area.
Okay.
Now, Texas is Nacogdoches, man.
It's Nacogdoches, and Nacogdoches isn't like horrible, but it has some problems.
Yeah.
Like big problems. No, Salem is like, people are way more upbeat than living in anywhere in Washington State that I experienced. Everybody is very negative there. It's not a good experience, especially if you have any kind of drawl, which I've worked on not having, and I know sometimes when I get worked up, it pops out.
I've heard it before.
You don't say.
Well,
Well, you know, I don't think it's a bad thing.
no, it's just
Well,
living in Washington. If I had a drawl, people would like outwardly be really shitty towards me.
You're
Like-
kidding.
oh yeah,
No.
yeah. They treat you like you're some sort of ignorant child up here if you say.
At all. Yeah, they do. They'll start talking to you real slow and stupid. You know, like how Texans do with Californians.
Yeah, but you got to do that with Californians, son, because
Yeah, but they
can't
don't
seem
say
to
bless
understand
your
the real
heart every
world.
other fucking
But
sentence.
I'm from California originally.
You're an exception, not the rule, sweetie.
Oh, I know, but it's so I've experienced both sides of it now, and it was made rather abundant, rather clearly that I wasn't a normal Californian, even though I do have dreadlocks. So
Yeah, the fact that you can actually understand that socialism doesn't work means you're not a normal Californian.
oh yeah. So
Oh, you missed that too. We were talking about Senator Warren's new plans.
oh no.
Yeah, she wants to create a government bureau to ferret out government corruption within Washington, D.C.
That's adorable. That's so gonna work.
That was kind of our reaction.
Yeah, no shit.
I was watching the press conference this morning and I heard her say that, and my jaw dropped and I had to pause it. And I had some crazy socialist in the side chat saying, "Yeah, that'll so work." And I just shook my head.
Holy moly.
I almost spit my coffee on the screen. I mean, because I was having my morning coffee.
These people are so fucking retarded.
Yeah. More government bureaucracy will solve the government corruption of government bureaucracy. Yes.
They can't even understand fucking Douglas Adams. Are you serious?
They really can't.
Oh my god.
These people have no concept of Locke and Aquinas and
Well,
Douglas Adams.
I was
and
just
how-
thinking a comedic modern factor. Let's look at it.
Yeah. But they have no concept of how reducing the size and scope of somebody else's power over you reduces corruption. Whoa, blowtorch again.
I love that, man. That's right out of fucking Hunter S. Thompson. I love it.
It's just probably a good thing I'm not drunk right now, because that could end in tragedy if I combine those two.
Dude, I can just say, you need to get you a lawyer,
Yeah, man.
one that will not leave your side and has a fucking little doctor's case full of drugs. Lots of mescaline.
Oh god, no. Mescaline is bad. I lost 12 days to mescaline. I have no idea what happened in those 12 days. I ended up in another fucking
shit.
state on a commune. I have no goddamn
Oh,
idea
man.
what fucking happened. Mescaline is
shit.
so not my friend.
Fear and loathing.
It was, yeah, kind of. Fortunately, I didn't piss anybody off. Well, I didn't remember anything, which is kind of a miracle for me at 18. But, oh well. I don't remember it though.
That's really sad.
The blood torch is fucking, that's epic. It's fucking epic.
But yeah, so Elizabeth Warren wants to create a government bureau to combat bureaucracy and corruption in Washington, D.C. And she wants to give the Senate and House of Representatives control over selection of board members for all major American corporations.
Say that
still
again.
there?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that again.
She wants to give control of selecting new board members for all major American corporations to the House and the Senate.
No. That is nationalizing things. That is
Technically, it's Mussolini fascism.
yes. That's nationalizing things. That's no.
Yeah. Those are her two big plans.
Unless she's volunteering to get hung by piano wire in 2 years. No.
Well, yeah, Irate asked what happened to Mussolini, and I'm like, well, he was found hanging out of a fourth-story window.
So
Bowels out.
Yeah, this pretty intense bad stuff happens to people that try this shit. You may want to rethink your position.
Yeah, just a skosh, you know.
Mama always said no brains, no headaches. So
yeah, true. No brains, no headaches. And Senator Elizabeth Warren, a.k.a. Pocahontas, definitely has proven before that she doesn't have headaches.
yeah. She's almost as much a lolcow as Pelosi and Maxine Waters.
Oh, yeah.
Almost, but not quite there.
Oh, yeah. And, of course, Senator Sanders said that America is fundamentally and morally wrong. In his interview with CBS for CBS This Morning tomorrow, it got leaked. And, he is morally attacking America because socialism. So, yeah,
So the most charitable nation in the world
is morally corrupt.
Is the most charitable nation in the world is the most morally corrupt nation in the world. How?
That's his opinion.
Huh? What? Okay. This is another one of those Bernie's complaining about getting too many economics books too, right?
Yes, he is. He most definitely has told people to quit sending him books on economics. So has Cortez, actually. And I'm pretty sure Senator Warren's going to be the next on the list.
I'm going to find that song. Cortez the Killer by Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
But see, I find it so amazing that America is now having to fight socialism within its ranks.
It's amazing. Well, it's part of the 5-year plan, man. The Yuri Bezmenov. Once again, people, go when you've got 4 hours, sit down and watch Yuri Bezmenov. He's a former KGB operative that worked for TASS in fucking Toronto. Right? He defected to the United States because he converted to Christianity, and he talks about the plan to destabilize and to finally topple the U.S. government and replace it with socialism. And
I've seen it, man.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see it step by step, man. The way that it's coming down, man. It'll terrify you, and it'll also make you wake up and fucking start paying attention to shit that's going on.
Yes, yes, it will.
I'm off of my soapbox. Sorry.
And Goatman said socialism is BAM. Okay. Oh, wait. He corrected himself. Bad.
That's my
It's okay. We like your hooves.
Well, I guess at this point, we're getting pretty close. So do you have any news for us, Atima?
What were we talking about earlier?
Well, we were talking
about the big tech stuff.
Oh, yes. So California has decided that big tech can be sued for infringing on free speech, which was really surprising. A California judge ruled that Twitter's policy for banning users at any time for any reason or no reason may constitute an unconscionable contract, and that a lawsuit against the company brought by a self-described white advocate, Jared Taylor, may proceed on that basis.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. That's great.
It is. The judge rejected Twitter's motion to dismiss the lawsuit from Taylor, who was banned from the platform December last year.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, the judge ruled that Twitter could be sued on the basis of misleading users due to the platform's promise, frequently expressed and frequently violated, not to ban accounts on biased viewpoints or political affiliations. So apparently the fact that I can't get verified with my blue check mark is because they can do that, but they can't ban me because I'm a conservative pagan priest.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is a small step. This is baby steps. And watch the Ninth Circus reject this.
They have surprised us in the past, but you've got to remember that they have an 80% turnover rate there. It's really easy to make it bounce to a different arena. Really, really easy.
True.
It's not hard to transfer location in California.
Well, the thing is if it since this is a federal case, it's likely to go to the Ninth Circuit for appeals, and you can't really bounce it from the Ninth Circuit once it gets there.
But it can still go to the Supreme Court.
It can still go to the Supreme Court. And I will be the first to admit that the Ninth Circus surprised me about a month ago when they ruled that people had an intrinsic right to carry a firearm in public. Hey, Kaz, how you doing? Glad to see you back.
Sorry,
Welcome back, brother.
No, it's
yeah,
all right.
something came up, so I just kind of disappeared for a moment.
It's all right.
Said.
You're
That's
back
what I
in
said.
time to discuss Twitter being told that they can't just ban users for no reason at all.
You kind of like, they're like, oh, well, Donald Trump can't block people on Twitter because that's against free speech. But it's okay if we decide to delete people's Twitters, including Alex Jones.
Yeah, a white advocate in California is winning the case and is allowed to proceed to sue Twitter for his banning. So if he wins, Alex Jones will have standing to go after Facebook and YouTube and all the others that banned him.
Oof.
Because Alex Jones is still on Twitter.
Yeah. And he has a little bit of reach, legally, I think. A little more than, say, your normal average Joe.
Yes.
Well, and
he
he's
does.
also in Texas.
He is, and in Texas,
This is a whole big bad faith contractorship, and contracts are a big deal in Texas.
Oh, yes, they are.
You can't even sell a house without having an attorney, because if you don't, you're going to get screwed.
Yep.
It's contracts are a really big deal there. They do a lot of spirit of the law stuff unless there's a contract, and then it's 100% letter. It's a really interesting legal take. Actually, I didn't experience any other state, so I don't know what they're like in the South, but I really like the way that Texas looks at contracts, though.
Well, Texas looks at contracts a lot like Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama look at contracts. If you've got a contract, then the wording of the contract is the word.
Yeah.
If you don't, then what you agreed upon is what you agreed upon. And make sure somebody else heard you agree upon it, and make sure you shake hands on it.
Yeah, no, and in California, you have to have, like, a notary and all kinds of extra stuff to have a contract that's even viable to go to civil court.
Oh, yeah. I'm aware. Same in Oregon. If your contract isn't notarized, it's not considered legal. In fact, even to sign a contract that somebody else has written and had notarized, you have to have a notary for that, too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it had gotten that complicated.
Yeah, don't go selling the house.
Oh, no. We don't want to buy anything on the West Coast.
Yeah, in Oregon, if you buy a house, the person selling the house has to have their signatures notarized. And the contract agreement to sell the house has to be approved by a title company after it's been underwritten. Then the people buying have to have their signatures notarized as they sign it.
So they don't just have a notary present for the transaction.
Oh, you can't have everybody there all at once.
Why?
Well, because that violates the 60-day closing law.
What?
Takes 60 days to close a property in Oregon.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow, the day you sign papers is the day it's closed in Texas.
Yeah, it takes 60 days from start to finish.
Jesus. You can sell a house if you have cash and a pre-written agreement. You can sell a house in 3 days in Texas.
Oh, I know. All right, well, we are at the last 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and start shilling. And Atima, I'm going to let you go ahead and go first.
Okay. The next show I have coming up is with Irate, the man, Irate Prostate. We're going to be doing the cream stream, and I have no idea what we're talking about or anything like that. I just know that it's going to be fun because it's always fun. And I'm going to try to do something relaxing, hopefully not drama related this weekend. Probably pagans talking about pagan stuff. But I don't know what time or anything like that. It depends on how the weekend actually looks for us here physically.
Well, I was going to say, hit me up on that. I might be interested if I have the time.
Yes, I would love to have you there. And then Mondays I have Lazy Misfits at 7 p.m. Eastern. And Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, I have Moonifest Destiny, and then I come here. And then Wednesday, I'm supposed to do the Cunt stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, I think. If memory serves, that's what time I start. And that's called Taboo Talking Points with Unapologetic Leaf and Schmeckle and other people when I grab them.
Yep. And Kaz, you got your shill out there ready?
Sure. I'm Kaz Warfox.
One slice. I couldn't get her to stop talking, and I couldn't get to the mute button. Damn it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Rip. Fuck
I want
me.
2 slices, damn it.
No.
Make mine 2 scoops.
No, it is cantaloupe. You want scoops of cantaloupe? No, you can have your own abortion ice cream. I've got
Rocky
cantaloupe.
Roe
It's better.
versus Wade. Rocky Roe versus Wade.
I'll take the genocide gelato, please.
Yes.
Bad timing. Bad timing.
Oh.
Sorry, Kaz. I think you were up for the shill there.
So I'm Kaz Warfox. I do politics and gaming on my YouTube, and on my Twitter, I tend to do memes and savage responses towards the most funny, interesting individuals. You know, like the typical Steve Shies and all that fucking shit. So if you're into that, why not go and sub to my YouTube and follow my Twitter. Also, I probably should have mentioned this sooner. I've also set up my BitChute account because I figured that's probably going to be needed pretty damn soon.
Nice. And don't forget, if you do join Kaz Warfox on Twitter, his memes are banned in 23 countries, so be careful.
What?
His memes are banned in 23 countries.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Also, apparently I've been shadow banned, so that's great.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Welcome to the club, Kaz. I've been shadow banned for like a month now.
Yeah.
All right, Irate.
I'm selling that Holocaust hazelnut ice cream, people. Holocaust hazelnut. That's right. That's the flavor of my month. That's to everybody here. As well, Thursday, me and Big Fat Brian are going to be looking at this true crime series. We're breaking it up into 2 weeks because it's a 10 series thing. And the last time we did a 10 episode series thing, it was like, so we're doing 5 this Thursday. And since, there's another Thursday in this month, we'll do the second 5. The series is called I Am a Killer. And each episode interviews a person that is in prison for murder. So this should be very interesting because the responses from the prisoners are everything from "I didn't do this" to "I did it and I'll do it again if you let me out." And I love, I mean, right, that whole gamut, because usually when you meet people in prison that have done, that have killed somebody, they're either like they didn't do it, they didn't have anything to do with it, or they're like, yeah, I did it, and then there's some like that that are like, yeah, I did it and I'll do it again, That's creepy people. Cream Stream 51 is this Friday, like Miss Atema alluded to. I don't have a guest lined up yet, so I've got to get busy on that. And then ice cream interview this weekend will be Right Wing Sister. So
nice.
Yeah, she's locked, so it's going to be happening. It's going to be a great interview. She's awesome. Sonny's a good person.
Yeah.
So that's what I.
All right, and Sir Adamantine.
I'm a mountain man.
I will be having my drinks with friends this Saturday, which I believe will be actually streamed this time.
Fantastic.
And for any who may not know, that's simply where I get drunk and sexually harass people.
I'm his co-chair on that, but I don't harass anybody because I'm married.
Are you going to have Rocky Roe v. Wade ice cream for that event?
Yeah, when I'm thinking of sex, I don't like to think of abortions. They just don't go well together.
Okay.
I like the Holocaust hazelnut. I came up with that one on my own. That was I'm so creative. I'm going to paint now.
Paint now.
I'm in a weird mood, y'all, man. I mean, just,
Yeah, we've noticed.
I've been on the edge.
It's okay.
I've been to the edge, just like that Van Halen song.
It's okay, man. It's okay. We're going to talk you back from that edge. And, of course, everyone, I am the Veteran Mountain Man, and you have been here joining me for Front Porch Talk on this beautiful Tuesday night. Do not forget, I am in the middle of organizing a cross-country move, so next week I will have a Front Porch Talk. The week after, I probably will not be doing Front Porch Talk from the road, simply because I will probably be driving somewhere around Texas. And of course, while I will have cell phone reception, trying to live stream in the Jeep while long haul driving in Texas, that's just not a good idea. So please don't do it, and be safe if you're going to do a long haul drive that weekend as well. I will be trying to do a midnight stream tonight because I did get a request for a second stream this week. And of course, I will also be doing the rest of my weekly content. So come on out and check out some of my other videos. Don't forget to check out my content from today, which was a more in-depth discussion on Senator Warren's activities for everything going on. And of course, have yourselves a beautiful Tuesday night, because it is absolutely gorgeous right now in Portland.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Yef, motherfuckers.